Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim coming to you from inside my beautiful camper, my Flagstaff 25 FKBS. It's the best camper you can look at, the best floor plan, the best. I'm very happy with it. And I'm just sitting here this morning, and I know we haven't done Crushing It with Christ in a while. I've been busy traveling. I've been crushing it with Christ, and hopefully, and I'm sure you have as well, all you believers out there. But we do like to share and make a video occasionally to remind each other and support one another and hear something maybe to give us something to pause and to think about. So you guys know I like to read from this book here. I did receive a Bible recently from a subscriber, and I enjoy reading that. I read my Bible routinely. I know the Bible pretty well, and anything I read in there, I'm like, yeah, I've read that before. But it's always good to go over and over and over. It's like anything, a trade you have to keep refreshing yourself. If you're a nurse, if you're a chiropractor, if you're any professional, a welder, you can never stop learning, and you never want to get away from the basics that basically teach you everything you need to know. You got to build on the basics. Principles and basics never change. So while reading the Jesus Calling book this morning, that it's a devotional that a kind subscriber sent me for the holidays last year. I read it every day because it's a short devotional to read. And sometimes I make videos, and we call them Crushing It for Christ. And today, it was just very appropriate that I had to share because it applies to me, and I know it will apply to you, because this is the best one I've ever read in my life. This one is so good this morning. I think you're really going to enjoy it. And I just pray that anybody out there that watches my channel or just kind of stumbles onto this video will get something out of it, because these are not my words. These are the words that the author has pulled from the Bible and has created a devotional for us to learn by. And so without further ado, let's read today's July 1st, 2024 devotional from Jesus Calling. And it says, I am life and light and in abundance. As you spend time soaking in my presence, you are energized and lightened. Through communicating with me, you transfer your heavy burdens to my strong shoulders. By gazing at me, you gain my perspective on your life. This time alone with me is essential for unscrambling your thoughts and soothing out the day before you. Now, before I continue, what it's setting you up there to understand in this next paragraph is paramount, because, as it just said, through communicating with me, you transfer your heavy burdens to my strong shoulders. By gazing at me, by looking above and praying to God, you gain my perspective on your life. You don't want your perspective on your life. Your perspective can lead you down so many wrong roads. Not that they're always wrong, but you want the one that knows it all. This time alone with me is essential for unscrambling your thoughts and soothing out the day before you. Now here it is. Be willing to fight for this precious time with me. Be willing to fight for this time that we're spending right now. Listen what it says next. Opposition comes in many forms. Are you ready? Listen. Your own desire to linger in bed. The evil one's determination to distract you from me. The pressure of family, friends, and your own inner critic to spend your time more productively. As you grow in your desire to please me above all else, you gain strength to resist these opponents. Delight yourself in me, for I am the deepest desire of your heart. Folks, don't you see right there, we say over and over and over in the Bible how it talks about, if you seek me first, all these things shall come to you. But what happens? It's the 4th of July weekend. We're all worried about hot dogs, hamburgers, fireworks, getting somewhere. Maybe we're going out of town. And it says, be willing to fight for this precious time with me. Opposition comes in many forms. Your own desires to linger in bed, the evil one's determination to distract you from me. Now that's, believe me, if you start talking about God, thinking about God, praying to God, the evil one, there's evil in this world, folks. It's a real thing. It's spiritual. It attacks you. It senses. It can, like a bear, like a polar bear can smell a seal 5 miles away. It senses that you are trying to swim upriver. It senses that you're trying to think positive. It knows, the evil knows that you are succeeding and doing what God wants you to do and being kind to others and all that. And he doesn't want that. This is an evil world. Not that the world that you live in, it's a good world. You know, you could be in your own bubble, your own godly world. But we fight evil out there. No one can deny that there's evil. Turn on the TV, go outside, read a book, read a magazine, look at your phone. Everywhere you turn, evil is coming at you. It says right here that your own desire to linger in bed, the evil one's determination to distract you from me, the pressure of family, friends, and your own inner critic to spend your time more productively. As you grow in your desire to please me above all else, you gain strength to resist these opponents. Delight yourself in me, for I am the deepest desire of your heart. So, by making it a point, like we're doing right now, to talk about God, to focus on him, to thank him, to have an attitude of gratitude, and before you walk out the door, before you go to your 4th of July events, before you speak with your family, when you wake up in the morning, you've got to start focusing and do not be distracted. Your own inner desire to linger in bed, and your family, your friends, and the TV that you might turn on in the morning, that crazy, wacky news, those things that you can, pretend this is a phone, look at on the phone and start reading, that you're addicted to. You know, folks, you've got to, you might want to smoke a cigarette and you give it up. What do you think about all day? If I told you don't think of a pink elephant, what are you going to do? You're going to think of a pink elephant. People, it takes a lot of drive, a lot of power. But guess what? It isn't that tough if you just begin, which is half the battle, to do anything. Making your bed first thing in the morning, purging your garage, keeping your house clean, washing a dish after you do it, keeping your car clean, and focusing on the Lord every morning and throughout the day on everything that you're going to do, trusting in him to guide you and direct you in your life. Now, right now, I am being bombarded with lots of decisions, and lots of decisions that I'm trying to make are being distracted and being derailed, they're making attempts. The evil is attempting to derail me from where I should go next, what I should do next, what I should think next. I mean, really, it's you come to crossroads certain times of the week or the month or different days, and other days are better than others. We all have days. And I've got Miss T here. I've got the camper here. My rent time is coming up. I've been kind of, sitting in this one spot. Now I have to make a decision. And I want to make sure it's not just, because I'm easy to please, that I've got 2 to think of now. And then what is the future? Miss T is anxious about getting back to Florida and, being near her family again and finding a place for us to live. And so now a whole new thing. As you know, I was doing my own thing here just a few weeks ago. And now we've got a whole new world, a new chapter. And so what do? Do I sit here and wing it? Do I just discuss it with her and we try to figure it out? Or do we go to the person that knows already what is going to be and knew that what's going on right now was going to be? And we're experiencing what God's plan is for our life right now. So I read and I trust and I pray, and I still have, evil trying to distract me or say, no, that's not right. That's not what she wants. That's not what you want. That's not the plan. And it is the plan. The plan is to have faith. The plan is to trust. The plan is to always keep your eyes focused. If you don't look in a camera and focused and sharpen in on what you're looking at, you're going to have a blurred picture. You've got to stay focused. And so the message today, and we're going to read the scriptures now that we always read that came to that devotional that was taken from the Bible itself, that the author put this together. And we're going to read them now. I haven't even read those yet. I just couldn't wait to make a video talking about how, and being a 4th of July weekend is why I'm doing this, because we're so thinking about all the things we got to do. Do we have enough hot dog buns? You know what I mean? And me personally, I'm speaking for myself. There's lots of decisions that have to be made here in the coming days. And they have to do with finance. They have to do with everything. We're away from our home. We're strangers in a foreign land, kind of like. And she's new to it. I've kind of got a little bit under my belt now with the traveling and all. We haven't even moved this one time with her yet. And so I'm concerned. And what the evil thing is doing is it's trying to make me, oh, that's not going to work out. This is not the thing, or, it's going to be fine. It's going to be absolutely fine. And she also has led on to clues to show me that God has touched her heart, that while she knows that her ultimate goal is to be, she is being patient and enjoying her life, as I try to talk about on this channel. Live every day, because nobody's promised tomorrow. So Florida isn't going anywhere. We're going to go back there. That is our home, and that is where her family is. That's where my family is, and that's where we're going to be. And we're also getting a lot of good information, not just from my co-pilot, but I've got a subscriber named Frank and Lorraine that live in the villages, and they're from the Northeast, and they've told me, yes, it's hot here, but try living 6 or 7 months in brutal weather up in the Northeast with traffic and crime, and see what it's like to have a law and order state and sunshine and palm trees. And I just kind of had an epiphany when I read that email, that God works through people showing me what to do. Laguna isn't going anywhere, Vegas isn't going anywhere, and Cedar City isn't going anywhere. These places are all available to visit and travel to. That's all part of life. But you have to make a home somewhere. And right now, we're out sowing some oats because we haven't done this before. This is very exciting to me. I've always wanted to travel, and I guess I'm sowing my oats. It may be not anything that Miss T has always been a strong drive to go out and do. She's very stable with her thing, and just like a lot of people are that say they wouldn't even do this kind of a life. But I've always wanted to. I've always moved around and like to travel and see different places and meet people, and I don't have a regret whatsoever. And I'm just hoping, and I know that it's going to be a great journey until we get to the end of it. And this is just the beginning. We get the rest of our lives. So make it a good one, folks. Now let's read the scriptures that come to that devotional today. And the first one is from a psalm in 48:9. Chapter 48, verse 9. The psalm says, within your temple, O God, we meditate on your unfailing love. So the psalmist is saying to meditate on God's unfailing love. He loves us, folks. He loves you. Think about how when you were a kid, and still today, or even yourself, how much you love your children. I mean, when you love somebody, you want to care for them. You want them to be happy. You want them to do stuff. You want to give them things. It's love. And there's agape love, and there's a different love. There's love that you give friends, and there's love for your children. There's love for God. And He loves us with an unfailing love. It says, the psalmist says that within your temple, O God, we meditate on your unfailing love. Meditate. Think about it. Kind of grasp it in your brain. Purge all those thoughts that are just washing through your mind. When they talk about meditation, have you ever tried it? If you try to meditate for 5 minutes, you can't do it. Within 30 seconds, your mind, if you try to clear your mind is, try this. I did it several times. Your mind is busy. Your mind will interrupt uninterruption. If you sit there and say, I'm not going to think about anything, I just want to think, look at this dark eyelids I've got with my eyes closed. You just want to think on God. Think of anything, and you will not be able to focus. That's part of the challenge on meditation, and they all do it. Even the best people that can meditate have a tough time keeping their mind. You want to hear how noisy your mind is? You don't hear it right now when you're talking and going and doing. Try to be quiet, be still, go in your room, turn the lights out, and just try not to think of stuff. And wait till you hear the noise that you've got going on in your head. And that's why meditation is good. And meditation on God, because that's the time in the morning that you need to focus your attention on Him and not be laying there in bed or let family and friends distract you or worry about how many hot dog buns you got. All right, so the next verse says, it's from Deuteronomy in the Old Testament. Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 12. This scripture says, about Benjamin, he said, let the beloved of the Lord rest secure in him, for he shields him all day long. And the one the Lord loves rests between his shoulders. Let's read that again. And Benjamin, he said, let the beloved of the Lord rest secure in him, for he shields him all day long. And the one the Lord loves rests between his shoulders. Well, man, there's no better place to be than the Lord's shoulders, between his shoulders. And the last one is another psalm. And the psalmist writes in chapter 37, verse 4, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Now, who hasn't heard that one, man? That is so good. And that's why reminding yourself and reading the Bible and remembering the truth, the word. Now, who having a bad day couldn't read that one sentence, that one verse from the Bible in the Psalms? That's why Psalms are so uplifting. If you haven't read your Bible before, it's been a long time, start with reading the Psalms and then read the first 4 Gospels in the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You will be on your way to blessings uncountable. But listen to that again. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. If you delight yourself in the Lord, you seek him first. Again, it always comes back to that. But what do people do? People get up. I'm late, I'm in a hurry, I got to get a shower. Don't talk to me, angry, moody, turn on the TV, listen to some garbage, feel more noise, add more noise to my brain, put it in my head, let me read something on my phone, take a phone call from a friend, drive in your car, argue with people on the road, get road rage, just set your day up. What a day to begin like that. Or get up, set your alarm, give yourself the allotted time you need. Give yourself the time that you need to spend a few minutes, just that few minutes, with God and meditate and have an attitude of gratitude and say, God, make it a day that I can be a blessing to someone and someone can be a blessing to me. Please let my paths cross with someone. I'm going to tell you a story that happened yesterday real quick before I end the video. And again, this is not to boast. Folks, this is to encourage you to do the same. It comes back to you. Tammy and I were at the Walmart, and Tammy was going to pick up a few items that we actually got the oil changed in the truck, and we needed some more items, but they were refrigerated items that we needed to get in the refrigerator as soon as possible. So we went back in a second trip. We got the squash and the zucchini and some more bacon and some stuff, butter. And we actually got more than we thought we wanted. And we're carrying it like this. And we're trying to find a place to cash out. And this is a very busy Walmart. So we see a guy that doesn't have really any food or much. He's got a couple of items. And we say, let's get behind this guy. He's almost done. So we get behind him. And then he's looking around like for a customer service agent. And I told Tammy, I said, he's waiting for a customer service agent. He's got a problem. Needs a price check or something. I said, let's just go somewhere else. And he saw that. And he said, oh, no. I'm done. I'm just trying to get someone to cancel this out. I forgot my wallet. I said, I got you, buddy. So I reached over there, and I won't even tell you how much it was, but I paid for him, and he was so delighted. He could not believe it. He was so thankful, and then we did our thing. And so, do something kind, do something nice like that. And I make a big deal about paying for people at McDonald's and buying coffee and this kind of thing because I can afford it. I have an extra $20 or $50, $10, $5 if I need to. You know why? Because it all comes back to me. It really does. And I love making someone's day. And to me, that's one of the biggest things. I mean, I can't mow somebody's grass. I would, but I'm nowhere I can do that. I can't run to the store for somebody because I'm out here doing what I'm doing. But I can also conversate with people. I can chat people up, like the people we met, I talked about in morning chat at the Zion National Park. We sat there and chatted them up, and we saw them 4 more times at turnout places. We became like kind of short-term friends, and it was nice. And I bet in between the next time we saw each other in their car, just like Tammy and I were saying in our truck, weren't those nice people? I wonder what he does for a living. He talked about he travels. They're going to Pismo Beach. That gave me an idea. Maybe I'll go there. So conversating with people and striking up conversations rather than just walking right by, you can get information. You can lift somebody up. You don't know how much your kind words mean to somebody. A heck of a lot more than buying them a cup of coffee. A heck of a lot more. To encourage someone. And it doesn't have to be about, hey, is your name written in the Lamb's Book of Life? Are you saved? Folks, it's just about being moral and kind and loving. And I said this the other day. If you don't practice what I practice, you follow Cathology, you're a Mormon, you're a Buddhist, you're an agnostic. But you act with love and kindness, and you feel happy for people that are succeeding, and you are just a darn right good, nice person most of the time, like me. Most of the time. I've got an ugly side. I can rear up some little horns there momentarily. I can lose my religion in a second if I drop a spoon on the floor. I got Tourette's or something. Folks, we're all human. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. But we have this innate nature that's love, because we have love in us. Even if you haven't, professed the religion I do, you were created by God. And you may not even believe that, but this is for people that believe that. You've got it in you. And you can either choose to be kind or not kind. You can do things the right way or the wrong way. You can choose to make your bed or leave it a mess. Wash your dishes or not. Take a shower or not. Comb your hair, wash your face. Get your hair cut, look good. Dress up for your gal. My gal in there right now is putting her paint on. She's fixing herself up good for me, and she looks good. I'm very happy to have Miss T back in my life, by the way. And it's just a nature that I have of being in some kind of relationship like that. Although I'm more than able to do what I got to do, I enjoy the company of someone else, especially at 65 years old. So she's helping me, I'm helping her, and hopefully together as a world that needs more love and kindness. I mean, we don't even want to talk about the negativity out there. There's plenty of it. We all know about it. We all know about all of that other stuff out there. And we don't have to mention it. We know what it is. Ignore it. Eschew it. Only focus on Him. And delight in Him, and He will give you the desires of your life. Now get out there and crush it.